tell me in your own words about your efforts to try and like build relationships and make something happen with women at these sort of venues.
Okay, so if with an attempt to like attract, I get very nervous to approach or even like walk up to a girl. Uh, and out, and I literally, I just get for, I get for, I freeze what happens. Um, but if I'm without any type of intention, just I want to dance and have fun, I could walk up to a supermodel with most confidence in the world, be like, hey, come dance with me. It's not even a question. It's like you're gonna dance with me. Um, so I don't know how to flick that confidence into just have being normal.
Right. So again, just tell me in your own words. Um, so you're meeting women at these venues, you're dancing with them, and most likely you would like to for something more to happen, right? But what ends up happening in your case?
Uh, so I can dance with them, and I mean we have a decent enough like conversation while dancing or little playfulness where I could get phone numbers pretty easily. But I really feel it's more like phone numbers just to like meet up to dance and be friendly than there is like attraction to it, if that makes sense.
Right. And we talked in the school group, or we messaged in the school group, um, saying why that might be. You remember?
Because it's socially acceptable to ask a person in a dancing area instead of it being uncommon to just approach a woman.
Right. So, most likely, yeah, you're so confident, like asking these women to dance in a dancing venue because that's like the socially acceptable thing, as far as I'm aware, is for women to like accept a dance from anyone, and especially for if you're a skilled dancer, they're going to be excited to do that, and maybe you're confident in your own like abilities to show them a good time with your dancing, which is great, by the way. Um, but then your that confidence doesn't translate into asking them if you would like to go out on a date, right? Would you like to swap contact details so that we can go on a date where you're not dancing? Perhaps because the confidence doesn't translate in your ability to show them a good time doing that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Um, so for example, yeah, it's it's easier to ask to like swap contact details in like a friendly platonic way because there's not going to be that chance of like a big like rejection. You understand?
Right. Yeah.
But the problem with that is ultimately you're not going to get what you actually want. Like if you actually want like a romantic thing to happen, you can't really like go down the platonic route. And although like it's great to have dance partners and it's really fun and it's a great talent and it's super like enjoyable, um, ultimately if you're going down, it's still like a platonic route as if you were asking them to be friends. You understand?
Makes sense, yes.
Um, now. Like a lot of people like do believe in the idea that you can be like friends first and that like romance can blossom over time. But um a lot of the time the reason they call it the friend zone, right? It's because if you don't show that like that confidence, that like masculine ability to like go for what you want and to show, communicate that you're attracted to you and I want to take you on a date and I want to subconsciously you're communicating like, yeah, I want to fuck you at the end of the first date then they're just gonna feel that friendship energy, and it's called the friend zone because it's hard to for them to see you like another way like after that. You understand?
Yeah, if you
So
don't
although
show.
although it can be like intimidating to like make that move and for them to like say no, I'm not interested. No, I have a boyfriend or something like that. It is like the people who do make those bold moves is something that you might have to get like used to in order to actually get what you want from these sort of interactions. You understand?
Yeah.
So are you seeing like a lot of the same people like every week at these sort of like dance venues?
No, so I live in Tucson. There's a college like 10, U of A, University of Arizona, like 10, 15 minutes away from the bars that I go to. So we have a constant influx of college persons, military personnel. Uh, it's a good rotation, but there are set groups there that are like cliquish.
Right,
Like it's a very open type place. Like people leave their cell phone keys, wallets on the bar tops, and like everyone looks out for each other. Like it's a pretty chill place where everyone's friendly.
right. Okay, because and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but when you're in these sorts of venues where the same people keep turning up, and it's quite clicky and pe everyone knows each other and people like gossip and stuff. We don't really recommend actually going in like hardcore direct pick up. I want to date you, right? Because if you do that, and especially if you're not like very skilled and very confident at doing that, you can quickly get a reputation for being like the pickup guy who sucks, you know, and that can that can ruin something that you really enjoy, like your dance club or like the gym or even on university like campuses. We don't really recommend that sort of approach, especially if you're like a nervous beginner or something like that. And yeah, that's another reason why like these sorts of dance venues aren't the ideal place to actually practice your pickup skills, as a compared to like for example, if like the big nightclubs in London are ideal, right? Because there's thousands of people in there. A lot of people you in London in general, you'll never see them again. So you're basically free to like be really bad to pick up and practice and get better with like no repercussions. But yeah, so at these other types of venues, which can be very good like places to obviously approach people and build your social skills, but we would definitely recommend probably actually what you're doing, which is like build like a I guess a social circle um from the people that you are meeting in these venues, and then but from there you're inviting these people out somewhere else, and hopefully they're bringing their friends who aren't into the like the dance scene, and you can make something happen with them. These dance venues is that it can be difficult to get like a lot of like one-on-one time with a woman you're interested in because some other guy could just come up and ask her to dance, right?
Yep, I've seen it many of times.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, actually the first time that I went out with Kieran, who's the co-founder of Game Global, he invited me to like a place called Bar Salsa in London. Because he had a girl from Tinder who wanted him to meet her there, and she had a friend. So he told me to come along and like basically to talk. Do you want to come along and talk to the friend? And this girl was super hot, right? But their conversation kept getting interrupted because like these old, like sweaty guys kept asking his girl if they want to dance, and she kept saying yes, right? And because again, like we talked about, that's the culture of these places. And Kieran was getting like more and more frustrated. He's like, for fuck's sake, these girls, these weird guys keep taking my girl. I need to get her out of here. And like eventually he just like said to her, do you want to go to a different bar? And those two went alone to a different bar, and then things could happen once they had that one-on-one time together. But it's going to be really hard to build a romantic connection unless you have that like sustained, like uninterrupted, like one-on-one time where you can get to know each other and start to get a little bit flirtatious and like a little bit deeper conversations. And this, it's really difficult to do that if it keeps getting interrupted, right?
Yeah, there. I don't
So
think there's any privacy.
yeah. So my advice to you would be obviously keep going because this is a hobby of yours and that's great. And definitely it's going to be useful if you like going to like normal bars and nightclubs for women love men that can dance, right? So definitely keep doing that. But if you are interested in like boosting your dating life, I would personally spend more time either learning how to like meet women at like normal bars and nightclubs where it's not like a dance centered theme, or to do this basically this social circle game strategy, which does take more time, to like build up. But it sounds like you've done like the difficult part of that anyway, right? Of actually building a,
Mm,
a cool social circle.
yes, it doesn't seem that hard. I mean, just
I mean, it's not that hard, but it does take time.